So today's lesson is just to complete that reinforcement, periodic table reinforcement. It's very similar to the short video that you watched yesterday about a trip down the periodic table and what everything is, especially the groups. The groups are really important because they have to do with chemical reactions. Periodic tables, a lot about chemistry. All right, so just a quick review of the groups. The very first group, group 1, starting with lithium. Hydrogen reacts aggressively like the rest of group 1 because of the electron configuration, which we'll be talking about pretty soon, but not yet. You're not ready yet. We still have to get these pieces in place before we move to more concepts. So starting with lithium, group 1 are the highly reactive alkali metals. Highly reactive. They're soft metals that violently react with water. And I'll at some point share a video with you when we have a moment about that reactivity. It's crazy. And then group 2 are also highly reactive metals, but they're not quite as highly reactive as group 1. They're just a little less highly reactive, and they're called alkaline earth metals, okay? From 3 to 12, they call those the transition metals. There's a lot of different things that happen within these transitions, and I might use them for the periodic table puns, but when we draw atoms and stuff, I don't use them because they have like a subset of rules, and so I don't use those for drawing purposes other than the nucleus. You could do the nucleus, but the electron configuration can get a little different with these guys. So these are the transitions. They're group 3 through 12 transition elements, okay? Metalloids, some of you missed the question about the properties of metalloids. Metalloids, they're somewhat metallic, somewhat not. So they have some properties of metals and non-metals. That's why this is, the properties go metal, 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 less metal, non-metal. Okay, so keep that in mind. Some of you missed that. The stair step or zigzag line is called the metalloids. So that'll be your metalloids. Make sure you use your book periodic table for that, because just like he said in the video, depending on your source, there may be some slight differences on who actually is a metalloid. So use your book, because that's what I made the key from, was your textbook, pages 86 and 87, that periodic table. Use that periodic table. Remember, I told every one of you in class, open your book, turn your iPad, landscape, not portrait, but landscape, open to 86 and 87 and take a screenshot so you have that periodic table for any question that you have about the periodic table, all right? Okay. So metalloids, and anything to the right are your nonmetals. The very last group, group 18, that very last group is called the noble gases. They do not react. It's about their electron configuration as well. But what you need to know is they're the noble gases. They are non-reactive. Under normal circumstances, they would not bond with any other element, okay, because of their configuration. Right next to them in group 17, and they all end in INE, are your halogens. And remember, your halogens are your salt formers. So halogens are gases except for bromine at room temperature is a liquid. All right? Okay, I think, the lanthanides actually would fit up here in group 6, but they bring them down because they have a specific set of periodicity. So lanthanides are here, and actinides are here. And those are clearly labeled on your periodic table, pages 86 and 87 as well. So use those tools to make sure you do a good job.
The most important thing is that you follow directions. Read and follow directions. Some of them have more than one thing you need to do. For example, number 2 on the reinforcement activity says, color the groups with very reactive metals red. Notice that it says groups. So you color more than one group will be red. Okay. Here, number 3, color and label. Color and label. So you have to also label, all right, the noble gases. So it says to color them orange and then label them. Label them what? Noble gases. All right? Okay. So make sure you're reading and following directions. And then when you're done, whether you did paper or digital, make sure you submit back to the Google Classroom post. It will be due at the